I think
bubble
of it
level.
as a food pyramid type. Like
It could be. It could be.
The new or the old?
the old one, because I don't know the new one.
The new one's like a trapezoid or something.
So this is called the bridge. Crossing over the bridge means you've completed it. So this is called the bridge. So there was a woman who's completed the bridge twice.
Ooh.
She's invested thousands and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Why did she do it twice? Did she cross the bridge once and they realized they made a mistake?
She was told that she had to do it twice because that's what was required of her.
Yeah,
I've seen one thing where they're like, we accidentally put you into this class that we didn't mean to, so you're going to come back now and pay us.
So there's all kinds of instances where just like the books, when there's an update, you've got to buy the books again. It just keeps that cash flow going is what's really happening.
So imagine, though, getting your 4-year degree, and they're like, by the way, we forgot to teach you something.
You got to learn it all over again, basically. So,
that's how they do with the inspections and stuff. How you have to go get recertified every 4 years, even though they don't make up anything new. It's like you got to pay us $50 and come back and take this little course just in case something changed, even though it didn't.
Yeah. So this is what happened to that lady. They charged her credit card thousands of dollars without her knowledge. And when she questioned it, they just said that it was needed to meet the church's financial goal.
Wow. So they stole from her and then was like, well, we needed to.
Yeah, and she eventually left after she had invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into the church. She had spent most of her adult life going to Scientology classes, doing it twice.
And that's the thing. You invest so much time, so much money, that makes you hold on even tighter because you're like, well, I've already done this much. I might as well just keep going.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll break through next.
Yeah, you're constantly thinking the top. I want to be at the top.
Like
I'm
almost there, and I've already invested so much. If I quit now, it's just a waste of my life, and I don't want my life to be a waste. Oh, I'm so sad.
No, I get it.
My thetans are holding me back.
I mean, just if we do another episode where we could talk about Sea Org is fucking terrible. The conditions are nasty. I'm pretty sure there's sexual stuff going on Sea Org.
What is Sea Org? Sea
Org is a level. It's like a course. Look at it as a college course where to complete the bridge, you have to go and volunteer to work on Sea Org. And what happens is you work for like $10 a week.
Yeah.
The FBI got involved to figure out to try to get human trafficking charges against Scientology because they weren't paying people the proper rate.
Minimum wage.
Yeah, so people still work for I think it's $10 a week as Sea Org. Wow. It's either $10 a week or $50. My numbers are starting to get a little
that's like
confusing.
That's like the Tiger King numbers. He's just like paying them $50 a week.
Oh, you're talking about the guy with the harem of women who makes them work like 16 hours a day for nothing?
Oh, the guy in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Myrtle Beach guy or the Joe Exotic guy?
They're similar, but both of them were paying like peanuts.
Yeah.
And somehow it's legal.
Legit peanuts.
Yeah. So Sea Org, we should hopefully get to talk about one day. But
that sounds interesting.
She worked for Sea Org twice, and it's a terrible experience. Anyone that works for Sea Org is a terrible experience. So, anyways, I want to talk about this too. So it's reported there is a $100,000 fine anytime someone reveals details about Scientology teachings and beliefs to anyone outside the organization. It's even punishable to tell your spouse, family, or lower-ranked Scientologists.
Oh, wow.
So that's that. Wow. All that stuff you talked about, Chris, at the beginning about Xenu and aliens, a new Scientologist will never know about that.
Yeah, it's some high-level stuff.
It's at the top.
Yeah.
That's when you find out about that shit.
Yeah, because when you find out about it, you're like, man, this is stupid.
Or if you're Tom Cruise, you're like,
this blew my mind.
Holy fuck. It makes sense.
I get it now.
So,
I'm going to go be on Oprah and jump up and down on the couches. That was a long time ago.
You think about it, dude?
Yeah,
like,
it was.
As he's discovering it, just Danger Zone's playing behind him. I think stuff's presented to him in such a way that makes him a god.
Vin Diesel comes out. He's like,
I was looking how dangerous Tom Cruise is and how he, what's the word? He takes ownership of everything in his life and his surroundings. Like if he came into this room right now, he'd immediately put his hands on your shoulders, Alex, and he'd look at all of us with a big smile. He'd ask everybody how they're doing. Then he'd go over to you, and he'd fucking put his hand on the back. He'd give you a big old, like, goofy fucking mess all your hair up. Thomas, I love you.
6 feet, bro.
Thomas, I love you.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Oh, no, it's Tom Cruise. I'd probably let him do it.
And then he'd go to Chris, and
He's a short little motherfucker.
he'd give Chris a big old handshake, and it would last way too long.
I put my hands under his armpits and pick him up.
All right, time out.
Let me set you up here on this workbench real quick.
Here you go, buddy.
Let me put your foot in the vice.
Well, then he'd come over to me, and he'd put his hands on both sides of my shoulders, and he'd just pat them. And what he's done is he's came into the room, and he's taken ownership of everybody in the room. And you are okay with it because Tom is somehow allowed to do this. His energy that he puts off, his charisma, everything about him just says it's okay. Like, Tom could give you a fucking kiss on the side of the head, and you'd be like, it's Tom.
So you know he's not going to physically dominate you, and you know it's Tom Cruise. I get it.
But he is dominating you, and you don't
He's
even know
immensely
it.
dominating you. So
He's
it's like a
owning
genius.
everything in the room. And that's why Tom is so dangerous.
That would be pretty sweet, though, if that happened for real. I'm not going to lie. That'd be,
It could. There might be listening right now.
that'd be Tom
Or
Cruise.
the next episode, we might get a letter at the mail or 2 fucking little geeks in white shirts out at your driveway.
Have you heard the good word?
You're just gonna notice. We're gonna notice cars now just hovering and watching us.
Dude we had last week.
What if Elon just comes over in there? He's in that chair.
Oh, he just zaps
He
in.
just-
He's like, oh, this isn't my home.
Morphs from nothing. So that's why Don.
I would question that
Elron, I
to
said
be a ghost.
Elon.
You did.
Well, it went with Elon because he's doing all the space shit. He
I
could
wish
probably do it.
Middle Earth would have took off instead of Scientology. We have Elron over there.
You think Middle Earth is a more? Oh,
We could be playing some Led Zeppelin as well.
Yeah, they talk about Mordor in their songs.
well,
Anyway.
Middle Earth falls apart when you see the Middle East as a desert.
Well,
Well, I guess you could say Middle Earth is good. It ends being nuked and the Arabians taking over.
So what religion ends up winning in the end?
the Song of Glass.
Well, I think
Is it the Israelites?
Islam beats Middle Earth and gets in a war with
You s-
Christianity.
who's
You're
the
saying
orcs?
you saying that Islam beats the orcs
Islam beats the orcs
with IEDs and RPGs?
Well, that's why it's
ISIS, man.
that's why it's a vast desert and you no longer see elves in the area.
Oh, that makes sense. I got it now.
They have magical weapons where our swords cannot contest them.
What do you see with your elf eyes, Legolas?
They're like-
nothing.
I see like 300 insurgents fighting a Balrog.
They
brought out their elephants.
There's a Toyota Helix with a 50 cal mounted in the back.
Not doing anything!
Then they get
They
a
shoot
fucking.
fucking RPGs in it, makes it bigger.
They get an old
God.
tank that it just takes the Balrog out, just puts a hole right through him.
The elves
Well, all
are
we
all-
needed was a 120 millimeter cannon.
The elves all got blinded. Like some choppers just
We
spotlighting them.
we would definitely drop a nuke on that mess, though, for real.
Yeah. No, we just sit back and laugh. Like,
No, if there was orcs and Balrogs and the Israelites were fucking battling them with shit.
We would have been the Eagles and just flown in. And
We
would
would, yeah,
paint-
we would bring an Eagle, hypothetical Eagle, B-52 bomber.
no, Chris, what was that? The airplane that L. Ron Hubbard used?
Yeah, it's
Or
like
the
I love the
B-92
flare
or
shot.
something?
yeah, it's like the B8 or something.
The B-8 or
DC-8 or something.
the DC-9
The
or something?
the DC-9 would fly over the battlefield, and
Xenu
Xenu
would be
was
like-
just looking out with his big head. It's bigger than the DC-8, but
Xenu's
he's
Sauron.
Oh. He's just like, hey,
Dude, he just ripped off Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, because
I
wait,
really
'cause
want to own this.
It's probably
Wow,
what
they
happened.
The same
Well,
time
we would-
frame.
They put Xenu in a volcano,
Yeah, Sauron is only.
and then they flicked the Ring
Well,
of Power.
when
on
was
Keith.
that? When was that?
Oh,
book?
no!
the Hobbit was written in the 30s, and the Lord of the Rings was written in the 50s.
Well, he.
Wow.
I don't. When did he write? Well, I
You
don't
said
know.
he wrote Excalibur in the 30s, right?
Yeah, but it was not. I don't think Excalibur was about Xenu.
He probably got a pre-release.
No, Excalibur
copy of
wasn't
Lord of
about
the Rings.
Xenu.
He's like, I could copy this.
Got this.
I think, if I recall, Excalibur is pretty much... Dianetics was from Excalibur, but that he introduced Xenu and a few other changes.
Just like Lord of the Rings came from the Hobbit.
Mm-hmm. It's all coming together. It's
Son
coming
of a
together.
bitch.
It's coming together. So
You're
Frodo
talking
and the
dirty.
Hobbits are your Thetans.
Yes.
And they're carrying the ring, which is your Bad Ingrams,
To
to the
to
volcano.
unlock Sauron to defeat him.
Oh my god. Who are the treants? Your auditors?
They're auditors. They did talk a lot when they were riding on them in the second movie.
Who are the goblins?
Also, it says
back on the menu, boy.
the Xenu story is part of the church's secret advanced technology, considered a sacred and esoteric teaching. Esoteric teaching. Can you imagine Tom Cruise fucking getting this class?
He's just sitting there, he's like, yeah,
I love
This
it.
is amazing!
chewing his gun real hard.
Well, you know how many scripts he's read or had read to him? He probably doesn't know what the fuck is real anymore or not. He's just like, yeah, that sounds great to me.
Honestly,
He's going to be in Top Gun again.
It wouldn't surprise me if they were just like, Tom, you're top.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the classes. But that said, they said he spent millions of dollars with the church.
I'm sure he listened to all that bullshit.
What if he thought Oblivion and the other movie he did was like real life?
He's talking about what War of the
Tomorrow.
Worlds?
That one too, but he
So
did
he's
Oblivion.
taking a
Oblivion
spread.
with Morgan
And
Freeman.
then the one where he repeated the battle scene.
Edge of Tomorrow?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh,
Like he
yeah.
thought that was like real, like
Live,
real
Die,
events.
Repeat.
But honestly, War of the Worlds
It's a
has
good
more to
movie.
do with his
Yeah. Yeah.
his religion than anything.
Have you guys ever heard of Battlefield Earth, the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a
just-
Scientology.
That's
yeah.
actual Scientology script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why John Travolta did it.
Yeah.
That movie is so bad. Your meat sacks.
Meat sacks.
That movie is so bad.
Breathe oxygen.
You know, HBO pushed that movie for a long time back when it came out.
I remember my dad renting it from Blockbuster.
He probably like, this is.
He was like, man,
bull.
watched it. I was like, what the fuck is this movie?
It's like the '90s version of Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter City. Yes.
Was that them trying to explain the aliens in Xenu and the
Some sort of. Yeah.
and the humans before they were because
Yeah,
they,
and then the humans
taught
got the
the
airplanes
humans
in the movie.
because they taught the humans how to control shit.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were getting ahead of.
And they were trying to
leaks.
they were trying to get all the resources off of Earth to take it back to their planet.
Dude, we can do an entire episode on reviewing Battlefield Earth. It's awesome.
Yeah, I watched that movie a lot when I was younger because it was on HBO.
It's on TV.
It was the only thing on during the summer.
Motherfucker.
By the time here's the numbers. By the time you start and finish, technically, at the top, you are spending somewhere around $500,000.
That's not that bad.
That's it.
No, okay, that's
What the
reasonable.
fuck are you talking about?
Look, if I've made it to between,
You haven't.
No, I'm saying.
one woman had to do it twice.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying. But think about it. Think of if you've done all that, you spent $500,000, and now you're Danny Masterson.
And you're going to prison and getting butt fucked by a big black guy.
But before that happened, you made a return on your investment.
Before that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Prison's not a great return on investment.
No, I mean,
The time up until
Especially a
prison.
rapist.
it's going to be interesting seeing how a Scientologist is treated in prison.
You ask John Travolta how his return on investment is.
Look at his hair plugs.
Ask the woman from King of Queens.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
doing all right. She's doing all right.
Yeah,
She's
but
getting residuals.
she
she
spent
had
millions.
She had a rough time for a little while.
She spent millions.
They
She's
came
set-
after her.
She's set for life, though, unless
True.
they kill her.
Yeah,
That's 'cause they're Kevin James.
better than us. Yeah, better than us.
Kevin James exploited her.
Oh, did he?
Were they a
I'm
couple?
I'm just saying that's why.
I'm
had
sure
her.
he probably did.
I wonder if
Because you got to think of like what really goes on in the workplace, like at jobs that you work at.
I
how
figure
people are
Old Man Stiller was doing it, if anybody.
I would say
rip.
it really does surprise me that Michael Pena is a Scientologist.
Yeah, that's odd.
There's a lot of celebrities that are Scientologists.
You know,
though.
Will Smith is one.
Yeah. Yeah,
This ruins it.
it does.
As soon
It
as
really
I find
does.
it out, I'm like, well,
He probably thought Men in Black was real.
Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is not a Scientologist.
nope, it's why he wouldn't do the
Good.
sequel.
That's right. He's like, this ain't real.
This ain't real.
You're not going to treat my character right.
I will say that Tom Cruise is the number 2 highest paid actor. He's worth
Really?
$500,000.
Well, who's the
Who's number
highest?
one?
500 million. 500 million.
1927.
Number one is a Bollywood actor.
I believe it.
A Bollywood
They have
actor.
it's because of their population is so gung ho about. Can I say gung ho?
Yes.
It's so gung ho about.
You can't say gung ho.
That's
You're not hurting me.
it's like saying you can't say Bible thumper no more.
Really?
Why can't you say Bible thump?
I don't know.
You can Bible thump about anything. It's not just religion.
Bible thump,
So is
fire and brimstone.
so Jason Lee's a Scientologist?
I don't know everybody, but there's a
I
lot of
just- I would-
celebrities. They love celebrities.
What's Jason Lee?
I don't know. I just asked Reddit.
The guy from Kevin Smith movies?
Probably. Yes.
Okay. And he was a skateboarder. You know, he invented a skateboarding trick.
And then Beck.